So last week, the review for SmackDown, the review went about 35 minutes. Everybody was asking me, JD, are you all right? Has the show finally broke you? I need more. I can't listen to a 35-minute review. It needs to be an hour. I don't know why. I don't know why you would want me to torture myself and talk about a dying program that offers you absolutely nothing of importance. I don't know why you would want me to sit here for an hour to talk about basically nothing. Absolutely nothing. You could get more information and more excitement staring at a fucking wall drying, freshly painted, than watching SmackDown on Fox. I laughed. Buddy Murphy's not even on this show. And there was a report. I have to mention this because when the news broke, I was already done with this weekend's Off the Script. So I got to talk about it here because this is actually the most humorous thing of the evening. So if I don't mention it here, I won't mention it until Monday. Buddy Murphy is on Raw, and he is one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions in a dying division, dead division, with Seth Rollins. He's part of the Monday Night Messiah's ministry, I guess, or his church. And today, it was reported that Buddy Murphy is no longer named Buddy Murphy. WWE initialized a name change for Buddy Murphy. Several years ago, when Buddy Murphy started in NXT, he worked simply as Murphy. Blake and Murphy. That was their names. Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy. They were managed by Alexa Bliss. The name was eventually changed to Buddy Murphy when he made his way to 205 Live. But now it looks like his last name is being taken away again. Going forward, he will simply be known as Murphy. The change has been reflected on his WWE.com profile, and it's likely coming from Vince McMahon, since Vince McMahon has been known to go back and forth on wrestlers having a last name. Charlotte Flair is one of the more well-known examples, as she was Charlotte for a while, and they've gone back and forth on whether she should have a last name. Murphy is in the middle of the biggest push of his career, being aligned with Seth Rollins as one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, like I had previously mentioned. Paul Heyman is said to be a big fan of his work. I don't know if you have a brain why you wouldn't be a fan of Buddy Murphy. And there are plans to do more to move him up the card this year. So fans will start to notice the Murphy name change on WWE social media posts and on Raw this coming Monday. You see, folks, Buddy Murphy is still a singles guy to me. He may be a tag team champion with Seth Rollins, but he's not actually a part of a true tag team like he was back in the NXT days with Wesley Blake and Murphy. It fit there. This is why we got used to Otis and Tucker. No longer Tucker Knight. No longer Otis Dorchovic. It works. It's easy. It works for a tag team. But Buddy Murphy is not going to remain in a tag team for the remainder of his career. So what WWE seemingly has done is take something that did not sound bad at all and now has made it sound like he is somebody's fucking pet. I don't know whether I'm watching Buddy Murphy, the professional wrestler, or I'm looking at my best friend's fucking Labrador Retriever, Murphy. Hey, Murphy, come over here, boy. Would you like to go for a ride in the car with the window down, boy? Would you like to go play fetch in the park, boy? Would you like to go for a walk, boy? Are you fucking serious? Seriously. Unbelievable. Don't eat scraps at the dinner table, boy. WWE is legitimately fucking mental. They are. I have no words for this company. I have no words for this show. I do have words for this company, and you'll hear it on OTS tomorrow, man. What a rant on Vince McMahon and his bold-faced lies coming out of the Q4 financial meetings and the conference call with stockholders, man. Man, do I go off. Man, do I make him look like an idiot. It's one of the more heated rants, one of the more visceral attacks on Monday night or on Off the Script in regards to Raw, SmackDown, and Vince McMahon. So make sure you guys go and watch that tomorrow. This show was a complete waste of time. This show was a complete waste of everybody's time. I mean, legitimately, what happened tonight? What happened on SmackDown tonight that I should talk about? Goldberg is there, right? Goldberg is back. He wasn't even in the fucking building. WWE clickbaited you as if Goldberg was going to come out with the sparklers, and he was going to come out in his black leather jacket, and he was going to embrace the San Jose audience. This guy was changing fucking oil in his garage. He couldn't even make it to the fucking arena tonight. Wasn't even there. He was there via satellite to tell everybody that he wants a rematch for the Universal Championship. There you go. We'll talk about that. More Usos and Corbin's goons. Nothing's changed. You thought Corbin and Reigns was over, too. Oh, my goodness. Bruce Pritchard. Man, this guy, man, he's got like a fucking love affair with Roman and Corbin and dog food. The guy can't get enough. He's like a sex addict. It's not over yet. We're getting one more match at Super Showdown. Reigns and Corbin in a steel cage. It's coming. Will it be over? I don't know. Maybe they'll have a fucking dog kennel match at the Elimination Chamber. Who the fuck knows, man? Please, please, bleach my eyes. I've had enough. I don't need to get on my hands and knees and beg you to stop. I've done that already. Naomi. This is what I don't understand. Naomi was portrayed last week on SmackDown as the next in line for Bayley's SmackDown Women's Championship. And everybody assumed that Naomi was going to be the next in line to challenge. And then we get a fatal four-way this week. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Dana Brooke has done to even be in a fatal four-way for an opportunity at the Women's Championship. I don't know what Alexa Bliss has done. She's got her new boo, who looks like a complete geek, by the way. And you got Carmella. I don't know what Carmella has done to get a women's championship match, but maybe Corey Graves went to the boss and lobbied for his boo to get a championship match. They went with Naomi last week, and they're going with Carmella this week. So what was the point of Naomi last week? Beats me. And undoubtedly, somebody in the WWE locker room on this brand is listening to me, because the Revival came out and helped Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn dispose of Braun Strowman. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't I mention this on OTS today? We'll go over exactly what I stated, and I know for a fact that somebody in WWE is listening to me, because I just don't see that as some weird coincidence. And nobody in the community thought of it before I did. Don't bullshit me. We'll go over it in this piece of shit show, the worst show in the industry, SmackDown on Fox. So we'll go over everything tonight on Off the Script. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you missed Off the Script earlier this afternoon, it got uploaded a little late, around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Usually it's up by 2. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Apparently, Triple H is making it a career mission to sign Kazuchika Okada to a WWE contract. Yes, that's the top story, folks. That is the top story. I think we have a better chance of seeing Triple H wrestle for New Japan than seeing Okada in the WWE. So we go over that and everything coming out of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW. A loaded show. Over 2 hours of audio content. Make sure you guys go and check all that stuff out on the channel. Link will be down in the description and right above in the annotation. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram and go to my latest post. We are having a giveaway, an off-the-script giveaway, which is being handled by my good friends over at Tavor. If you guys go to my latest post, you'll see me pulling a nail out of a bourbon barrel. And it was delicious, by the way. So go to my latest picture, read the rules and regulations within the thread. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram, follow Tavor on Instagram, leave a comment in that particular thread using the hashtag OTSTavor. And at the end of Raw on Monday, early in the week, we are going to pick a winner, and you guys are going to get, one lucky winner is going to get a $100 gift card for Tavor. So that is awesome. Make sure you guys go and do that for me. If you guys want to hit that subscribe button down below, I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications, and you guys are going to get the best content right here in the YouTube wrestling community, right here on Off the Script. And today's podcast is brought to you by my good friends over at Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. 30 days free of their service when you sign up, and you get one free audiobook as a thank you. You guys can actually pre-order Jim Ross's new book, Under the Black Hats, which is available at the end of March. You can get it for free using our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. So thank you guys so very much for that. Miz and Morrison came out to Morrison's theme, and they had the return of the dirt sheet on SmackDown. Oh, joy. I didn't like the dirt sheet when it was around before, and I don't care about the dirt sheet now. Miz and Morrison came out. They did mention that they are returning to Riyadh. Not Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. Like, I don't know where the fuck it is at this time, right? After all these events, you don't think I know where it is. They refuse to say Saudi Arabia. Morrison said his shirt has buttons, but he doesn't use them. Miz says he is a chick magnet, and I'm thinking to myself, is it really appropriate for the Miz to say he's a chick magnet when he's married to Maurice? And then he goes on to say, I've got 2 daughters and a wife. It's never been more relevant. Ha ha ha. Miz welcomed everybody to the dirt sheet. It's nice to see and hear. Well, not see. Hopefully he's doing well. I haven't had any updates on Howard Finkel, but it was great to hear Howard Finkel in the intro of the dirt sheet, man. The greatest ring announcer of all time is Howard Finkel. They talked about a movie winning all the awards, such as the Golden Globes, the Oscars, and the Slammies. Are they still even a thing? I don't think so. Miz introduced Once Upon a Time on the dirt sheet, and they showed Morrison eating plain celery as Miz introduced his dad to Morrison. Then Miz's dad told Miz he should flip and dive and pose like Kofi Kingston. Lance Storm made a cameo in this thing. He's just, a newly added producer to the WWE team, so he was there, asking Miz if he could be serious for a minute. Then we got John Laurinaitis and his raspy voice, it's people power, it's people power, was also in this thing. They got on screen, and the names in the credits started to roll. It closed with coming soon at Super Showdown, new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. This was cute. It was more entertaining than whatever they were going to say in the ring on SmackDown. As Morrison talked about fans booing them last week, right now they have a movie. Suddenly everybody wants to hang out with the cool kids, he said. They were interrupted by the New Day. Kofi said he is Mr. Miz's favorite WWE superstar. He likes me more than he likes his own son, he said. Big E and Kofi entered the ring. They had popcorn, movie theater style popcorn. When Big E took the microphone and needed to talk, he pulled a microphone out of Kofi Kingston's popcorn bucket. I'm awaiting the new GIF on social media with them eating popcorn. So, after Kofi said that about The Miz and his father, they are in the ring, and they're all laughing, And they're all over the top and all this cheesy bullshit that the New Day usually do. Miz and Morrison said that they can beat them for the tag team championships. Miz said they have dominated them the past 2 weeks and defeated every team SmackDown has to offer to become the number one contenders. Miz then mocked Big E and did the New Day thing and did the hip swivel and the tag team champions and blah, blah, blah. So then the Usos came out. They did their routine and then said, who? Like the New Day. They said Miz and Morrison never beat them, and Miz and Morrison jumped a distracted New Day from behind, and quickly they escaped. On the opposite side of the ring, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode came out and observed to get ready for their match with the Usos. So that was it. I didn't really care for this. I didn't even know the Usos and Roode and Ziggler was a thing, to be quite honest with you. The way it looked, it certainly looked like they were setting up for an 8-man tag. That might be next week. So, don't hold your breath. I would not be surprised for an 8-man tag next week between all 4 of these teams. So we go from this segment, which was, it's not my cup of tea. It really isn't. You might have enjoyed it. I didn't really give a shit either way. And then this leads us to Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus the Usos. Oh, joy. I don't think I've seen this one before. Very formulaic. The Usos are great. Ziggler's great. Roode could have been great till they fucked him over. This was very formulaic. I don't know what you want me to say about this. The action was fine, but it's just over and over and over again the same shit. What would you like me to say about it? Really? They're going to set the Usos up for whoever wins the match at Super Showdown, whether it's the New Day or Miz and Morrison. And I don't see the New Day losing the tag team championships just yet. I don't. And I don't want to see another Usos New Day match. Please, some new blood, some fresh new matchups, please. Feel like every single year for months on end, we get the Usos and the New Day, and it's just unbearable at this point. It really is just unbearable. Usos win in 12 minutes. So we had Jimmy got the hot tag after Jay avoided a super kick. And then Ziggler lifted his knees on a Jimmy Frog Splash, leading to a quick 2 counts. Usos double super kicked Roode. Jimmy then landed the Uso Splash for the win. That's pretty much it. So we go to Alexa Bliss. She's got a promo backstage. And she said she beat Bayley in San Jose before. Oh, I'm sure you did, honey. I'm sure you did. Nikki Cross then said she has to get past Dana, Carmella, and then get to Bayley and win the championship. Bliss said she's won titles on both Raw and SmackDown due to something twisted up her sleeve, meaning Twisted Bliss. You weren't getting one over on me, honey, believe me. So, we seen a video package with dog food, and the dog food, which should have been the payoff, by the way, yet we are now subjected to more Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin. They showed the dog food segments, but Corbin did not eat any dog food like was advertised last week. He only got what looked to be chili dumped on top of him, and I love a good old-fashioned bowl of chili. I really do. On a nice cold winter day, chili is awesome. So they went to the announcers on camera who were talking about how King Corbin went to the big game, the Super Bowl, and people complained he still smelled like dog food. Ha ha ha. Corbin went to the production truck and he was complaining about somebody in the truck playing the dog food clip, who, by the way, we seen today. We seen Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn was clearly there in the top right corner with his the back of his head was visibly seen on SmackDown. There was a beaver sighting on SmackDown. He didn't turn around, though. He didn't turn around, and Baron Corbin would never touch Kevin Dunn. Oh, my goodness, it's forbidden. It's forbidden. Vince wouldn't allow it, you know? And Corbin must have gifted him with some, So, that's why he didn't touch Kevin Dunn. But this poor schmuck in the production truck, Corbin was yelling at him, do your job, blah, blah, blah. And he took this guy outside of the production truck and threw him out of the truck down the steps. Guy said he was just doing his job, so Corbin asked if he was just doing his job now. So then Sanjay Dutt, Adam Pearce, and Sean Daivari, it looked like, showed up and started yelling at Corbin, you've done enough, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Great. More Baron Corbin on TV. I thought we were going to have a week without Baron Corbin. Can we? Can you manage 1 week without Baron Corbin, Bruce? Huh? Clown. So then we go from that to Elias. He starts strumming his guitar. His songs are all sounding the same week to week. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Elias, some different chords, please. He began to sing about San Jose, but was interrupted by Cesaro's music. Elias complained about being interrupted. Sammy said the real issue here is when he's interrupted. And then Elias is like, Sammy, I don't know if you've been around for the last 2 years, but every time I'm in the ring, it's always an interruption. He said if something bad happens to Elias, he brought it on himself. And we go to an Elias versus Cesaro match with Sami Zayn in his corner. This wasn't bad, actually. This was probably the best thing on the entire show. If you want, well, match-wise, wasn't the best segment on the show, but this is probably the best match on the show in my eyes. I thought Elias looked pretty good here, but he's in the ring with Cesaro, so that's not really saying a lot. Cesaro could bring a fucking great match out of a Victoria's Secret mannequin if he wanted to. It really doesn't matter. But Cesaro, you think he got the big win over Elias? Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Elias wins in 8 minutes, so Cesaro was in control. Elias started to make a comeback. Cesaro gave it an uppercut to Cesaro, knocked him off the top rope. He then superplexed Elias, which was very nice for a 2 count. Elias tried to make a comeback, landed a top rope flying elbow, which looked like he connected legitimately on Cesaro, got the win. Don't you think at some point Cesaro needs a win, Bruce? Huh? Don't you think at some point that Cesaro could use a victory, Bruce? Huh? The fuck is with this guy losing every week? And where is Mustafa Ali? It's the second week in a row I asked. More than that, probably. 3 weeks, 4 weeks I've been asking for Mustafa. Where the fuck is he? Where is he? Is he disliked on this show? Where the fuck is he? Might as well move him to Monday Night Raw at this point. I'm sure Paul Heyman could get a lot of use out of him. So we see a commercial for the XFL. It's starting tomorrow on Fox for all you football geeks out there. There you go. So then we go to Michael Cole, and Goldberg was coming up next. Oh, great. Bill Goldberg. Graves was talking about Goldberg and who's next and blah, blah, blah. So we got Corbin coming out. More Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin had 2 segments on this show tonight. 2 segments, and he didn't even have a fucking match on this show tonight. He said he is the king. He's the king of the ring, and he will not be silenced. He said Reigns should have lost last week, just like their 49ers lost to his Kansas City Chiefs. Cheap heel heat. He said if Reigns had fought him one-on-one like the man he says he is, he would have won the Rumble match, or he would have won the match at the Royal Rumble, the Falls Count Anywhere match, and then won the Royal Rumble, and gone on to main event WrestleMania. Man, Corbin, continue to dream big, bro. Continue to dream big. You weren't winning the Royal Rumble, and you certainly wouldn't be going on to WrestleMania at all in the main event. Seriously. So he walked up to a fan, and I use that term very loosely, fan, at ringside, started laughing at the fan, right? Started mocking the fan. The fan was like, you know, standing around like a fucking geek drinking his water, or whatever the fucking beverage was that he was drinking. So he took somebody else's soda, and he poured a giant cup of soda over this guy's head. The guy went from to visibly upset. Corbin then wanted to take another drink, another bottle of water, and pour it over this guy's head. He wanted Reigns to come out, say he was going to continue bullying this geek by ringside, this plant at ringside, and then Roman Reigns finally came out, So out comes Roman Reigns, and he attacked Baron Corbin. Corbin stood there like a Superman punch to Baron Corbin, dropped him, gave him a drive-by ringside. Corbin then scurried into the timekeeper's area and escaped through the crowd. Reigns grabbed the microphone and told Corbin if he wants one more match, he's got it. Reigns, bro, listen. I got a word of advice for you, bro. Next time, don't ask Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin and this feud is far, far, far in the past. It's over. Nobody wants to see it. So, Reigns, next time, instead of asking Corbin if he wants another match, why don't you do the commendable thing and ask the fans if they want another match? That would be the right thing to do. Ask us, the fans, if we want another match. The answer would undoubtedly be no. Nobody wants to see this again. So Reigns says it will be a one-on-one. They will go one-on-one, but this time it will be in a steel cage. So tell your boys to stay home, because the steel cage matches in WWE always keep outside interference on the outside, right? I would be shocked if his boys aren't in the ring during this steel cage match. Give me a fucking break. When has a steel cage match in WWE ever kept anybody out of the match? Keep your boys at home. Why don't you fucking stay home? Then we wouldn't have to fucking suffer through this garbage. Michael Cole interviewed Goldberg. Was it in the ring? Was it in San Jose? Of course not. WWE advertised Bill Goldberg on SmackDown. We got Bill Goldberg on SmackDown, but he wasn't live on SmackDown. He was in Texas. He was changing oil in his fucking Corvette live in Texas via satellite. You know? Unreal, man. He was getting ready for the Daytona 500, which you've seen 4 advertisements for on February 16th. Who watches the Daytona 500? Who the fuck watches that garbage, really? Watching the cars go around. You know? And then people tell me baseball is boring. Michael Cole interviewed Goldberg, which WWE clickbaited you on, just like they did Charlotte Flair on NXT. Cole asked him, who's next? And then Goldberg said, listen, I don't want to waste any of your time. I watched the Rumble with his son, and he said it was great and it was very inspiring. Having him come back is or watching the Royal Rumble is the reason why he's coming back. It was very inspiring. Yes, because I'm sure the sweet Saudi paycheck that you're getting is not all the inspiration that you need. Right, Bill? Right? He said he'd like to face the Fiend because he never got a match for the Universal Championship after his reign was cut short by Brock Lesnar. His reign was too short. He never got a rematch. He said he might be making a massive mistake, but you don't get anywhere in life playing it safe. Then he was interrupted by the Firefly Funhouse, and Bray was playing a breaking news version of the Firefly Funhouse. Dressed in a suit jacket and a tie, no dress shirt. He said Goldberg is repeatedly thinking of challenging The Fiend for the Universal title. He said word on the street is that he accepts. Mercy the Buzzard was shown shivering, telling the weather. He said it will be a cold day in hell when The Fiend loses the Universal Championship. So then they went to a split screen with Bray and Goldberg, and this was awesome. I gotta admit, this was fun. This was awesome. Goldberg said, listen, your intimidation doesn't work with me, man. Bray said to take his advice. Goldberg said the only thing he's taking from Bray Wyatt is the Universal Championship. Breaking news, Bray Wyatt, you're next. He tore off his earpiece and stormed out of his garage. Bray said, that wasn't very nice. And then in an evil voice, he said, let me in. And then Bray waved very happily and said, bye. Bye. That was awesome. So we got another big Saudi payday, which is the only thing inspiring Bill Goldberg these days. The Royal Rumble was not inspiring Goldberg. I doubt Goldberg even watched the fucking Royal Rumble. Give me a break. The inspiration for Bill is the paycheck and Saudi Arabia. Don't get fooled by anybody, clowns. Daniel Bryan was hanging out backstage. Heath Slater walked up to him. Don't know why. Apparently the line in Titus Catering was way too long. And I heard that Heath Slater didn't like what was on the menu in Titus Catering tonight. Titus was serving lemon-crusted chicken, and we got chicken parmesan as being Heath Slater's favorite. So Heath Slater didn't get the chicken parm. He didn't like the lemon-crusted chicken. And he said, fuck this shit. I'm going to go bother Daniel Bryan. So he walked up and said Goldberg doesn't know what he's getting himself into with the Fiend. Slater said the Fiend came after him and his family. Bryan said that was the Miz, not me. Slater blew it off, making a slight overstatement. He didn't really give a shit. He said Fiend beat the hell out of him and whipped him over and over and over again with that strap at the Royal Rumble. I'd never let a man whip me like that, says Heath Slater. He said choosing that type of match was kind of stupid in the first place. He asked Bryan if he was okay. Bryan then started to take exception to Heath Slater's berating and suggested that it'll be me and you tonight in the ring. Heath Slater looked shocked by this. He looked very concerned. He did not anticipate coming to the arena tonight that he would actually be in a wrestling match. Heath Slater has not wrestled a match on SmackDown since 2018. Just throwing that out there. So he was in a match tonight, and he very much wished he was now having a lemon-crusted chicken dish in Titus Catering. Daniel Bryan versus Heath Slater. 2 minutes. Heath Slater got no offense in this thing. Bryan, it was the story of Bryan being very intense and very physical, and Michael called on commentary, the Fiend changes everybody. The Fiend changes everybody. So that was that. 2 minutes. We got the knee, and then we got the yes kicks, and then we got the label lock. 1, 2, 3. Heath Slater did not get any offense in on this at all. No offense on Bryan whatsoever. So with the label lock locked in, he didn't even tap, and Bryan won with referee stoppage, and that was it. Don't know where they're going with Daniel Bryan, but clearly, it seems to have some sort of Fiend implication here. I don't know what they do. I already told you this. Braun Strowman and Sheamus is a likely direction for the Intercontinental Championship. If that's the case, get the title off of Braun Strowman and have Sheamus walk into WrestleMania with the IC title, and then have Daniel Bryan and Sheamus for the IC title at WrestleMania. That's what I do. But it looks like Daniel Bryan is still playing up the fact that the Fiend changed him. He's still upset. After Goldberg is nailed to the Firefly Funhouse wall, we might actually end up getting Daniel Bryan and the Fiend once again. Maybe we get Bryan and the Fiend again. Maybe we get Bryan, Fiend, and Reigns at WrestleMania, which is not out of the question at all in a triple threat match. So we'll see what happens. I just don't know where you put Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania if he's not with the Fiend. I gave you my ideas. Let's see what happens with Daniel Bryan. Renee Young interviewed Braun Strowman. He runs fast. She asked him about winning the singles title that has eluded him all these years. He looked at the title. He says he gets chills every time he looks at it. And this has been the greatest achievement of his career. Talked about winning the fakest Royal Rumble. The fakest Royal Rumble. It's not real. Doesn't count. Clowns. Tipping over ambulances. Yeah, that's when you were cool, bro. Throwing Roman Reigns off of a fucking loading dock while he's strapped to a stretcher. Those were the good old days when I liked you. What happened? Now you're just a loser. You're a fucking loser who runs fast. Tipping over ambulances, winning tag team titles. The fuck is going on with my computer here, motherfucker? Tipping over ambulances and winning tag team titles with an 8-year-old. Yeah, because that's such a fucking career accomplishment, right? Jesus Christ, talk about a fucking WrestleMania embarrassment. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ, the state of the tag team division has still, to this very day, from that moment, has actually gotten worse. Awful. He said now he can hold a singles title over his head. For how long? Hopefully not too long. He was then interrupted by Nakamura. If they are doing a rematch, first of all, I still don't know why rematches are a thing when I remember like it was yesterday, Shane McMahon said that they were antiquated. And here we are getting a fucking rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. Listen, Bruce, I want you to listen to me, bro. Listen to me good, okay? If you want people to take this match seriously for the Intercontinental title, maybe you should build up Nakamura as a serious threat to the Intercontinental Championship instead of some makeshift fly-by-night fucking bum. There's a fucking idea for you. Can you do that? Can you handle that, Bruce? Because I didn't want to see it the first 4 times you did it. Now I got to see it again? And what's the difference going to be this time? Yes, Nakamura's going to get a rematch. You're going to take the fucking title off of Braun Strowman if you made a big fucking deal about him winning his first singles title? He's got to be portrayed better. Got to be portrayed better. So, Nakamura's out there. Sammy's got a microphone. And when Sammy's got a microphone, it's probably the best part of the entire show. He's awesome. Sammy demanded an honorable championship rematch because, like, those aren't really a thing anymore, you know? I don't know. Braun said he'll defend at any time, any place, including right here in San Jose. Big pop. Big pop for the monster among losers. So, he said they'll be smart and surgical about this. Surgical? I wish they'd fucking dissect this show and get rid of it every single Friday. He said they will use every single resource they have at their disposal. Trust me, Braun, we have resources. What does that mean? What does that mean, folks? He has resources. So, out comes Dash and Dawson of the Revival. Folks, if you go and listen to OTS 312, part number 1, that I uploaded earlier on Friday afternoon, and you get to the segment, I think it's about maybe 46 minutes in, while we're talking about the SmackDown portion of the podcast and going over the news coming out of SmackDown. It's around 46 minutes or so, when I'm talking about Cesaro and how he was moved to SmackDown and he had no plans. WWE Creative had no plans for him. I went on to say in that very podcast today that WWE has dropped the ball on what I think could be a very cool stable on SmackDown on Fox. You'd have Sami Zayn as the mouthpiece because he's the master of the microphone, right? You got Shinsuke Nakamura, who should legitimately be built up as a threat for a possible major championship on this brand. You got Cesaro, who undoubtedly should be a mid-card guy going for the Intercontinental Championship. And I consider them, at this point, they could turn this makeshift stable of Zayn, Nakamura, and Cesaro into WWE's version, the SmackDown version of the Inner Circle. Now, you look at the Inner Circle, and it's still a bizarre pairing. You got Jericho with the Puerto Ricans. You got Santana and Ortiz. You got Guevara. And you got Jake Hager, who's a fucking mute. The Big Hurt, Jake Hager, he does nothing. Just stands there and looks cool. He's the body. He's the muscle. And you got this makeshift group called the Inner Circle on AEW television, on TNT. They look very bizarre. It's still an oddball pairing to me. And when I look at these guys, Zayn and Nakamura and Cesaro, it's a makeshift oddball pairing. So I'm like, make them into the version that you could call the WWE version of the Inner Circle. And pair them with the Revival. Add the Revival to these guys. And you have a stable. You got a solid group right there on SmackDown. What do you think WWE went and did on SmackDown tonight? The Revival then attacked Braun from behind. Sami and Nakamura joined in on the beatdown. All 4 guys beat down Braun Strowman. Braun recovered, took 3 of them down with series of punches. And then He caught up with Sammy at ringside, but Sammy ran into the ring and Nakamura surprised him with a Kinshasa, and Nakamura mimicked Braun Strowman doing his, which was awesome. Folks, I don't like to stroke my own ego. I don't like to tug at my own balls. But somebody in SmackDown, somebody backstage in SmackDown, undoubtedly has to be listening to me. Because there's no way that was a thing. There's no way that was going to be a thing. Somebody clearly listened to me, and that's not the only time I mention that. Somebody clearly is listening to me, and that is not by coincidence. No doubt. No doubt. Now, this is probably just getting the Revival to, get them into something and bide their time and embarrass them a little bit more and get them beat up by Braun Strowman because they didn't sign a new WWE deal. They got offered $700,000 plus, which I heard was close to $1 million plus each for these guys to stay in the WWE. This is probably nothing more than a series of weeks to just bide their time and get them on TV and get them into something while they contemplate leaving the company. But man, should WWE listen to my ideas a little bit more often? I know you're listening to me, Bruce. You fucking clown. I know you're listening to me, bro. If somebody backstage is listening to me, I'll find out who you are. Don't tell me it's Road Dogg. Awesome. Anyway, we go from that to Daniel Cormier shown front row. Who gives a shit? Called through a feature video of Otis getting ready for Valentine's Day. This was funny. Otis showed more charisma in this one segment than everybody on this entire show. He was getting ready for Valentine's Day and his date with Mandy Rose. Otis was shown jump roping with the camera focusing on his belly fat, of course, because Vince has got to get his fucking rocks off by looking at Otis's belly fat and reminding everybody that he's a large individual, but he could probably fucking rip you in half. So he did curls, and Tucker was encouraging him with a slice of pepperoni pizza. Otis then lifted a keg. He did sit-ups. He did it all in the gym, getting ready for Mandy Rose. He then tried on some outfits. He tried on a Mandy Rose t-shirt. He tried on a suit jacket, and then Tucker ripped the sleeves off the suit jacket. He wore a little bow tie around his neck. Nah, it was the suit jacket that won out. Then they shifted to Otis practicing eating like a gentleman. There was a steak in front of him. He picked up the steak with his hands, and Tucker said, no, fork. And then Otis is like, oh, Tucker. And then he's got the fork, and then he's eating with the fork, and then he accidentally tips the table over, and he knocks everything down on the ground, but Tucker said, don't worry, bro. I think you're ready. You better be ready for Mandy, bro. You better be ready because I hear she has nice assets. Better be ready, but I'm sure my man Otis is going to be able to handle those assets. Let's see what happens there. This is heading towards a lesbian angle. Fucking Sonya Deville is going to fuck this shit up. Oh no, Mandy, I'm in love with you. Please don't. It's coming. Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. This must be a new rookie on SmackDown. I've never seen this guy before. Apollo Crews, he looked fucking fantastic. He looked in incredible shape. Who is he? Did they just pick him up from the independent scene? Did they recruit him from the PC down in Orlando? I've never seen him before. 1 minute. Apollo Crews was beaten in 1 minute with a bro kick. Shorty G. Mr. Gable, I'm sorry. Bro, I'm sorry. It won't happen again, bro. I know. Nobody's perfect. I make mistakes. Okay? Chad Gable ran out for the save. He ducked a bro kick, but Sheamus came back with another bro kick seconds later. Great. So Chad Gable loses match 1, loses match 2, and then Chad Gable, the glimmer of hope, he evades a bro kick and then gets bro kicked anyway. How many times do you gotta show us and tell us that Chad Gable is a fucking loser? Main event. Yes, this was the main event. This was the fucking main event of the show. Naomi versus Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Nikki Cross. Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross. Dana Brooke and Carmella for a Fatal 4. Might as well put Nikki Cross in. That's the entire fucking division right there. Fatal 4-way match to earn a SmackDown Women's Championship match. This was the main event, folks. I'd be lying to you. I'd be lying to you if I told you I watched this match with eyes wide open. Watched it intently. Watching all the moves and the ass shakes and the fucking terrible in-ring action from Alexa Bliss. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. SmackDown Women's Division is fucking awful. Where is my boo, Sasha Banks? Where is she? Where is she? We need Sasha back on the show. ASAP. Mikaze, bro. What's going on, man? We got to get Sasha on the show. Where is she? Seriously, this division needs Sasha Banks. And I mean, this division is fucking... Man, somebody's got to pull the plug. They are on fucking... what's worse than life support? Somebody fucking just end this misery, please. This division is fucking horrendous. Horrendous! If Sasha and Bayley isn't the match at WrestleMania, I quit. I quit. Alexa Bliss, awful. Dana Brooke, awful. Carmella, awful. You got 3 blondes in this match, bro. 3 blondes and Naomi. What was the outcome? If you were to guess what the outcome was, what do you think the outcome was? Do you think the much more superior and athletic Naomi won the match? What happened, Bruce? I'd love for you to tell me, Bruce. What happened? You guys want to brag and you guys want to boast about Naomi. Last week, she came out and said, Bayley's beating everybody, but Bayley hasn't beaten me. So we went with Naomi last week, and then WWE opts to go with Carmella to win this match. Naomi got the rear view on Alexa Bliss, so that was after a Twisted Bliss. Carmella then entered and caught Naomi after the rear view on Alexa, caught Naomi with 2 super kicks to the chin for a 3 count. And that was it. Bayley attacked Carmella right after the match and then bailed out. And she clutched her title like Tommaso Ciampa hugging Goldie and started laughing at Carmella. And she was laughing at what she did to Carmella to close SmackDown. So a blonde won this match. No shit. And WWE seems to have backtracked on Naomi after she came out expressing that Bayley hasn't beaten her, but then they opted to go with Carmella here. Now, I don't get what the issue is here and why they didn't go with Naomi. I hope to God that WWE is not saving Naomi for WrestleMania, being that she's from Orlando, but she's a Florida native. I hope that they're not thinking Naomi and Bayley at WrestleMania. I can't imagine WWE going with that over Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania. So Carmella wins this match. She's now the number 1 contender. None of these women deserve a number 1 contenders match, to be quite honest with you. It's like WWE has to find their number 1 contender through these 4 ways and these 3 ways and these fucking 6 ways or whatever the fuck ways they got, right? There's never any competition in the division, and nobody's getting championships based on momentum and, I don't know, the all-important fucking W. Nobody wins. They just get championship opportunities because we got nobody in the division. Let's pair them all in a single match and just find a number 1 contender that way. Fucking awful. This show is downright fucking awful. Every single week. There's nothing about this show that has any redeeming qualities whatsoever. The Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse was probably the best funhouse in months. And the Goldberg segment was the best thing on this show, with Cesaro and Elias having the best match of the entire evening. That's your SmackDown review. I don't even give a shit at this point. Listen, guys, I would actually urge you to watch the Off the Script that I uploaded earlier today, 312. It's great stuff. If you guys want 2 hours of audio content, you got stuff to do around the house, you got errands to run, if you got a long trip ahead of you to go to work, I'm there for you, man. 2 hours of audio content. Off the Script is now live on the channel. Go and check that out. Link will be down in the description below. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and follow Tavor on Instagram because that's the only way you're going to get the $100 gift card entry. Make sure you guys look at my latest post and enter my $100 gift card giveaway sponsored by Tavor at JD from NY206 on both Twitter and Instagram. Again, hit that thumbs up. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe. If you guys want to check out all the other content, links are down below. audibletrial.com/offthescripts and patreon.com/offthescripts. Thank you guys so very much. Everything you need is linked down below, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for another episode of the best damn podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, and that is Off the Script. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow with more content on the channel. See you guys then.